Okay.
Hey, Saman, how are you?
Hey, hi. How are you, Meral? I'm
I'm
good. How are
good.
you?
I'm good too. Hey, coconuts. Hope you're good. Hope you're having a
Hey.
spectacular week. Um, so WandaVision, we just uploaded chapter 12. Yeah.
Yeah, chapter 12.
Yeah, chapter 12, and obviously it's very close to the both of us because we're Marvel fans. I know you more so. You are more than I am because you've actually read the comics, like you're really into them. So how did you feel
Okay,
about this
well,
episode? How did you feel about this episode,
oh my
basically?
gosh. Okay, so I never actually read all of the comics or anything, like here and there. Like I've read some books, like some comics when I was like younger.
Mhm.
About this episode, oh my god, I enjoyed recording it so much because yeah, like you said, we're all like Marvel fans and stuff. And what I like found super interesting about this was that I didn't know much about like Wanda's
Yeah.
actual like origin story, like her birth and like who her actual parents were and stuff. Like I always thought that she was just part of the X-Men.
Yeah.
So that was like really fun. Like, when I was like going into her character, I was like, oh wow, like, I learned so much about her. And like I got to live out like my nerd like fantasies of like, going over comic books and stuff. So yeah, that was really interesting. And it was interesting to see that like she came from so much like hardship. Like her and her brother were like imprisoned for like majority of their lives, and the people that they thought were their parents were like brutally like murdered and stuff. It
Yeah.
was pretty messed up. Like like the woman that she thought was her mom was like murdered by like the town people setting fire to her house and like the mom inside it. So like, and because Wanda like was she was a witch, but she didn't know that she was. So she actually saved her and her brother by accident, like using her own magic, like she protected them. So that was like, yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna continue talking about this forever.
No, you know
Because
what?
like, yeah, because I just like read too much about it now.
Yeah, no, it's funny, like when while you're talking, I'm just thinking of like how it's also connected. Like, do you remember Charmed when we were growing up? Charmed? Did you
Yeah,
ever watch the
is that
show?
about the witches,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
three
it's
witches
about
or
the three
something?
witches, yeah. And like
Yeah, yeah.
and they basically had a fourth sister, and turns out that like so the fourth sister, because she was half angel, half white lighter and half witch, she was put up for adoption, and her foster parents had passed away in a car accident. And up until her like late 20s, early 30s, she had no idea how she managed to survive the crash. And when she had gone back into the past, she realized that she was always a witch, because this was her other thing. She's like, I've never actually had to experience magical powers. But
Right.
that's kind of how she saved herself from the crash, because she formed like an orb around her. And
Hmm.
then same thing, like what you're talking about, like about how her mom was brutally, like, burnt alive. I'm thinking of like the Hotel Transylvania, Dracula's wife.
Oh yeah, the cartoon
Yeah,
or
the
the
cartoon.
real?
No, the
Yeah,
cartoon.
yeah,
The cartoon, the one that we love.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I'm just thinking of that. Like everything's so connected, and yeah, like it is
Mhm.
pretty brutal. But I mean,
Yeah,
I personally loved it. So I loved it so
yeah.
much. I've started a Marvel binge with my sister. Like I just looked at it, I was like, listen, let's just start our summer early and just start a Marvel binge. So we've
That's
been doing,
awesome.
yeah, so we've been doing that, and we're going in terms of like the Avengers. So we're done with Captain America. We did what did we do? We did Captain America, then we did Captain Marvel, because that's next in the timeline. And then we went forward with like Iron Man, we did Incredible Hulk, and we did Iron Man 2, and now we're on Thor. Now the interesting thing is, and I know I brought this up on the podcast as well, Robert Downey Jr. puts me to sleep. No matter what character he's in. It's not
My
Iron Man.
God.
No matter what character he's in, I swear to God, he puts me to sleep. It's not because he's a bad actor. Like, honestly, like on the contrary, if it was a bad actor, I'd be like really interested to see where it was going. He's such a good actor, but it's just the way he delivers his lines and the way he is like on screen, that is just such a calming presence for me. I actually fall asleep.
Right.
So like during our Marvel binge, because we had to do Iron Man 1 and 2, my sister was adamant on making sure that I was up. So she made me sit on the floor, and I casually like went to like I dozed off for like a bit, but then she
Oh
kept
my
like
God,
telling me,
no.
yeah, and then she took my phone away because she's like, so you're not distracted, and my eyes were like rolling in the back of my head. But what was funny, someone was that it's been years. I mean, I watched Endgame. I've watched all the Marvel movies. I watched Black Panther with you. That was super fun as well.
Oh yeah,
But
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda for like that was my password for like most of
Yeah.
my quizzes this week. It was so funny. So while Iron Man was playing out, and because I was watching it, so I was watching it for the first time, there were things happening where I was just like, when did this happen? And my sister and my brother were both fascinated. They're just like, it's like we're watching an alien watch this. Like, how do you not know this happened in Iron Man? And I was like, I was always asleep. I'm sorry. Like, you know how like Ross kept saying, like, we were on a break? That was me.
Yeah, yeah.
Iron Man. I was like, I was asleep. I was asleep. I've never actively looked for him because whatever movie Iron Man pops in, like I just feel like falling asleep. So it's just insane. But yeah, that's how
Wow, that is so awesome. So Meral, you're never gonna need like sleeping pills in your life. Like, you know, you
yeah.
could just put
Just
it
put
on
on
a
Iron Man.
WandaVision.
Yeah, put on Sherlock. When he was amazing as Sherlock, but I fell asleep.
Oh my God, you know who whose voice I find like really soothing and calming, and I feel like I can fall asleep to. It's believe it or not, it's Kim Kardashian. I swear to God,
What?
she can talk about something so like lame, like just
What?
advertise her clothes, like
Yeah.
whatever, and I just like listen to her talk, and I'm like, like it just puts me to sleep. And even Harry Styles, the One Direction
Yeah.
kid
Oh my
who
God.
became his own solo artist, him,
Yeah.
his voice is so soothing and so calming. I just feel like I can fall asleep to it.
Well, there you go. So many directioners.
Such a weird
Love
conversation.
it. But yeah, like it's true.
Speaking of all these like actors and stuff, I know that you have like a huge obsession slash crush on Elizabeth Olsen.
I do.
Like tell me more about that. Like tell me when it started.
Okay, so basically, when she first popped up on screen as the Scarlet Witch, I was just like, "Oh, she's cute. She's so sweet." And I thought she was a really good actress. And then obviously, like after watching her play Wanda in Marvel's TV show, I was just like, "She's such a good actress." Because also,
I don't want to interrupt you, sorry, but
no,
like
it's okay.
one thing that she did so great, like when she was like super like angry, then
Yeah,
then she got like then she accepted it, and like slowly like showing her like learn from it, and like then grow
yeah,
from it too, like it was
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Like she really embodied all of those 5 stages really well, and
yeah.
you could actually tell because of her being like such a great actor, like
Exactly. And she was, I mean, you could see her distress, you could see her anger, you could see her grief. Like she went through, like I said on the podcast as well, and you and I did talk about this on the podcast, that like the show accurately showed stages of grief on different levels that a person can experience. And I just thought she was an amazing actor, like an amazing artist basically. But then these pictures came out of what Vision actually looked like during the shootings, because he had like, to get me, like he wasn't actually wearing like the red face, like the mask or whatever. It was all this gear that was on his face, and he looked ridiculous because it was blue glitter all over his face, and it was insane. But even with that, I mean, if someone like that like walks up in front of me, I'm gonna start laughing. Like, what? I can't take you seriously. But she was so great at delivering her lines. So I'm just in awe with her work. Like I want to know more about her work and just study her more. The other thing that's amazing is that she is the younger sister to Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, the girls who played Michelle
yeah
in Full House.
yeah
And yeah, my beef with the Olsen twins though, like 'cause I got beef, okay? Please.
What?
I'm a
Why?
vegetarian who has beef. So basically I had no, I don't have beef with them. It's just my only thing is like I was a big fan of Full House. And I was one of the I guess millions of people who were looking forward to Fuller House. And Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen did not come on as Michelle. They did mention her on and off, but obviously by the end of it, like Aunt Becky, what the actress was going through court proceedings because she had been, yeah, that was pretty sus.
The college scandal with her
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah, the
Yeah, I
college scandal.
remember.
So
Mhm.
obviously she disappeared off the show for a bit, but like she was mentioned. I wish like at some point And the thing is, like, Elizabeth Olsen looks so much like her sisters. Like they even had like little kids shows that they would do like home videos and stuff. It was very cute. It's all over YouTube. It's so cute. Elizabeth Olsen is like, she's just so cute.
Yeah.
My only concern was like, oh, I wish they'd gotten her to like play like Michelle, like even just for like one episode. But I guess she was busy with like Marvel.
You know, what I was gonna say. I kind of understand why Mary Kate and Ashley like I sorry, what was their actual? It is right, Mary Kate and Ashley.
Mary Kate and Ashley.
Right?
Yeah. Mary Kate.
Yeah,
Ashley.
I kind of understand why they like completely removed themselves from the public eye, because like the media was very negative in that, especially in the early 2000s and stuff.
Yeah.
Like even with them, like I remember one of the sisters, her pictures would always be like, like them talking about how like she looks weird because she smokes, and like, people would be so negative
yeah, for sure,
her, like image and stuff. So like I totally get why they removed themselves completely. Like they don't have like Instagrams or anything like that, but like I do understand what you mean. Like they could have just done like a flyby kind of thing in Full House, like
like just come by. Like I mean, I do want to complain about Full House at some point, in a Fuller House at some point in my life.
No.
Not Full House, Fuller House. But that being said, like again, like I get it from like a human perspective, like a human point of view, that it was very difficult on them, because they did actively say that, looking back, whenever we try to recall memories from childhood, we don't know if it was like an episode or if it was a taping or if it was rehearsals. Like we don't actually have memories to look back at. So it's just, I don't know. And I know that like the media is pretty harsh on them, because like these media babies, like even like Kevin McAllister, like the guy McCulkin.
Oh God,
yeah, like I mean, the guy looks like he's in his 50s, and it's just like, holy crap. Like even with, I'm sorry, listen, I'm gonna get hate for this. Even Daniel Radcliffe, like I remember when he did like, I think it was The Woman in Water, Dark Woman in Water, Black Woman.
No, yeah, Woman in Black, I think.
Woman in Black, something like that. The word black was there and the word woman was there. I don't know what it was, but I remember like he also did like a show. I think it was a musical, and he had like a nudity scene, like a nudity scene. But he got heavily criticized because the thing with the public is we're so silly. We feel like if we're seeing someone on screen, then we own them. Like like they're ours. Don't ruin the character. So
or like you can't differentiate them from their actual character from like them doing other roles. I remember every time like all the memes about Harry like out of that Woman in Black movie, it was like, oh Harry, why didn't you just take out your wand and like take care of all the situation or whatever.
And in an interview, Daniel Radcliffe actually did say this. He's like, I'm glad that you're obsessed. No, he's like, be obsessed with the character I played, Harry Potter. Why are you obsessed with me? Like, I'm not my character. This is something that I picked up on. Like, even in like Fuller House, the sister who played Stephanie, she went through some hard problems as well. Like she went through substance abuse and she talked about it, but then this is the thing that she was trying to address, that like, just because we're on screen doesn't mean that you guys have a say in what we do with our lives, because this is a job, like, so so I get it where they're coming from. But I don't know. I wish Elizabeth Olsen was like on Fuller House. I feel like it would have like, really helped with some of the acting.
No, she's too big of an actor.
Yeah, that's true.
Once you're with like Marvel and Disney and stuff, you're just like, you're beyond that.
Plus I guess like, I think I'm not sure about this, so like please feel free to fact check. I think like if you're under a contract with Disney, you can't be under contract with like Netflix. Like it has to do with production houses, probably. So
right, okay, I get
it. Maybe. Yeah. But again, not Elizabeth, Mary Kate, Ashley, you guys could have just walked by, feel like peace. We're here. But oh well. They were sweet though. I remember watching their movies growing up. So it's been good.
Yeah, New York Minute was one of my favorites.
I know. Oh my god, I wanted to talk about New York Minute, but I was just like, okay, I won't say it, because like the other thing I love New York Minute was that the guy that they were with was Sam Winchester, who's in Supernatural.
Oh really? I didn't remember that.
It's him. So it was cute. But yeah, like that being said, like with how characters and actors do change and make their own choices and decisions, kind of reminds me of like the thought experiment from WandaVision that you really liked. So, Selman, I'm going to throw you under the bus now. Would you like to explain
Yeah.
it further?
Honestly, it's too long and I go in a rabbit hole if I ever like try to understand it myself. But like I would love to open it for our comment section or whatever, like, you know, let us know what you think of it. But yeah, basically he was just talking about that like, you know, like if you like rebuild something from the past or whatever, does it actually stay the original thing? Like, you know, the ship of Theseus, like if it got rebuilt plank by plank, is it exactly the same or is it something
Mhm.
different? That was the whole thing. I thought that was super interesting. Like, you
Yeah,
know, yeah.
for sure. I thought that was really cool. It kind of reminded me of like how humans are constantly under construction and we're not actually the same people we were, a decade ago. So it's pretty cool. I remember we had like a
Mhm.
very long conversation on
Yeah.
this where like I think both of us ended up like in existential crisis afterwards. We are just like, who are we? What do we
Yeah.
identify as? But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Hashtag identity
Yeah.
crisis. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully you guys have some input on the
Yeah.
thought experiment. You might want to comment down below, let us know what you're doing. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's
For
about it.
sure.
Coconuts.
Yeah. All
Right.
right.
All right.
Oh, and we're not drinking anything because we're fasting. But other than
I just
that,
drank water.
yeah.
We're fasting. I just drank water. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Let's not panic over it. It's only weird if I make it
Yeah.
weird.
All right.
Okay.
Wow. You
Oh my
yeah.
God, what did I
All
do?
right.
So sorry.
Anyways, bye coconuts. Bye
Right.
Meral.
Bye, someone. Bye.